were careful. But I sense the energy from you that you were like that before you even had your child.
Yeah,
exactly. You were like that. You were careful, and you were conscientious before you had your child. So that proves not only do you know where you're coming from, it knows you know where you're going, and you're hopeful, and you're crafty about the world you're creating. You're not just accepting things. You're creating the world as you go.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I kind of pick up on certain consciousnesses. It's like, some people just don't care. Some people, or they act like they don't care. And even when they have kids, they have a child, they just act like they don't care. And, like everything's all about them. Mm-hmm. And in reality, that's not the case, because if you really care, you care about the child, you care about their environment, you care about the world. You care about your world, you care about supporting them and stuff like that.
Thanks.
And these are things I pick up from you that you cared about ever since you were very young.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I use the terminology chosen ones and stuff like that, and enlightened ones, because people like us, we care and we put effort into everything we do, and we care about other people's feelings, and we care about the outcome of things. You might call it sensitive, but it's necessary sensitive, because
and I care about the person that you are.
Our footprints all hard around like we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
We know we have an impact on the world, and we know that we have an effect. There's cause and effect, and everything we do, something comes out of it. So we put a certain amount of quality into it so that we could get a certain result out of it.
Facts. I say that a lot too. You can ask Otis the cause and effect. There's always a cause. There's always effect. Vice versa.
Absolutely. He's absolutely brilliant. It makes sense that he's around people like himself, because it just keeps him,
Exactly. So like how you just like read the situation. I ain't gonna lie. You're at 86%. You're at 86%, buddy. But what I'm saying is, like, even though I asked you that question and you gave your answer, I just wanted to see what you would. It don't matter. I ain't asked you the question to see if you agree. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I was like more of like a trick question. I just wanted to see how you perceive me, and I'm actually like being me to you, and what you would get out of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like when I was talking about the book, it's more or less, it's like more than likely, it's more of like, this is the gist of the story. This ain't this cold hard truth. It's just more of the gist of the story. So it's like, you should pick what you believe out of it. I feel like when it's left up to the pastor,
it's not what you believe, it's how you live it.
That as well. But you're picking what you believe, though.
Your heart and be like, oh, I believe this, and I live by. But it's like, it's how you live it. If again, even like like Otis was saying, if like fiction.
Facts.
There's certain things in fiction
that
you can relate to. You're looking for yourself in the story. You're like, yeah, I wouldn't have went down that dark caravan. I wouldn't have went down that. You're thinking of yourself. You're thinking to yourself, I wouldn't have went down that dark hallway, or the dude, he got all this money, he's gonna blow it on this shiesty investment. Like, you're thinking about yourself in the equation. What would you do? So
Factual.
You truly are a believer. You don't have to have a photographic memory to know every single passage in the Bible, but everything you read as you go along, even anecdotally in fiction, or anything you see or anything you absorb, TV, song, music, you know what I mean? Where are you in the equation?
Facts.
What would you do? Like, say, what would Jesus do? What would you do? How would you function yourself? Would you act righteously, or would you act, demonic?
True.
And so the question is not, are you a firm believer? Because emphatically you're a firm believer. You know what I'm saying? True. And check this out. When the time to prove it, you always prove it right. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't feel right. You wouldn't feel justified that you were doing the right thing.
And I love people like that, because it's like, everybody I meet, it's like, it's little things that I do, because I really want to. What people show you when they first meet you, I promise you, it's like, it's them, but it's like, it's not them. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading it to that, like, more than likely, this is how that went. Like, you can know the gist of what happened, but unless you were there, you don't know exactly what happened. And you can choose to believe.
What their motive was.
Exactly.
You don't know what they're trying to get
and
out.
you choose to believe in what you want to believe in.
Right.
I can choose to believe in vampires right now and really believe that there's vampires right now. You feel me? Like,
said that there's vampires.
That there's vampires out there right now. I can
Well,
choose
people
to
will
believe
tell
that.
you that they are. People will tell you that they are.
Yeah. But it
People
could
will literally tell you
it could have really been somebody with rabies. You feel me? There's a little bit of truth to everything, but that might not have been exactly what happened. Like it could have been. It was like, oh, it's vampires. It's some guy outside biting people because he got rabies from a raccoon.
Right.
Like you feel me? And
like you just try to stay away from people like that. You know?
Exactly, and everything's your choice. So like that's why I'm saying with the pastor thing, I believe in God. I feel like it doesn't mean you believe in God more just because you go to church. The pastor is saying what he truly believes out the book at church. His perception of things. Right. And it's like I will go to listen, but it's like if I go to church, it's more to like I like to dissect things. So it's like I'm not going to just say, oh, you're wrong. I'm going to pick and choose what I do believe in, like what I can agree with and what I don't agree with, because you have a choice. So it's like I said with the vampire thing, like you could choose to believe that there's really vampires, and to you, there's really vampires out there.
There are. People will tell you that they are. People will tell you that I believe in this culture and I do this.
So, like,
but moving on a little bit, let me say this, and I do want to say this because I don't know what time situation is like, but I want to say that I'm not really like a big, strong believer in coincidences, but I do know that His grace is very real. I know His grace is very real, and there's countless proofs of His mercy and His grace, and I also want to say that He purposely brought us together for a reason.
I believe that,
did, and I know that is yet another shining mercy of His grace because He puts people in your path for a reason. Exactly. He definitely does it for a reason, I'm enriched and enlightened. Secondly, to have spoken to you, I really am, because it's like it's not by mistake.
And it really got me more on some like trying to figure out God, like trying to figure out like my path back to God, how I want it to be. Because I ain't gonna lie, as we were talking in my head, like you're talking and in my head, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this nigga number because like it got me on my like God vibe. I'm more of a mood type vibe guy. So it's like, oh, that could be the guy I talk. You said what?
Oh, absolutely. Nice. He can give it to you if you like.
For sure. And it's like you said coincidence. You was like, you're not the type to really believe in coincidence, or you say you are.
I'm not really the type to believe in coincidences.
But I do. I believe in karma and I believe in coincidences. Whatever you really truly believe in is what you're gonna see. And it's like that's what you're looking for.
When I said that, I mean in relevance to spirituality.
I know, but I wanted to emphasize on people's perception changes a lot of things. Like you feel me? A lot of those things. So like I'm not saying it to like despite. I'm just saying like, you know, that's just how I like articulate it to make it seem more like, you feel me, flamboyant or goddamn theatrical.
Perception can make or break you.
Exactly.
Let's just say a girl don't like you, right? Let's just say like a prominent and prevalent girl that has status and she has I'm just saying girl in general, a woman or whatever, whoever. It could be somebody, it could be anybody. If they don't like you, that can make or break you.
Exactly.
That can really make or break you. But I don't like him or whatever, and all of a sudden, you know, everybody don't like you. It's like, yo, like perception can definitely make or break you.
Exactly.
So you have to walk with a certain, a light enough footstep so that you're not really like infringing to that degree.
Oh my god!
If the wrong person don't like you, it's curtains.
Facts. You're cooked. You're cooked, and you made a lot of great points. And it's like things like that you can use, like when you just said that. And you're like, oh, well, if she don't like you, then you're cooked. But, yeah, what did you say?
You have to remember that only certain people's perceptions matter.
Exactly.
And once you make up your mind, right, and you know, what is a man stands for nothing, falls for anything. I think actually Malcolm X said that.
Exactly.
You kind of have to like stick to your guns and know what you know.
For sure.
And you can't be worried about malignant perceptions because people are gonna think what they want to think anyways. They're not gonna like the way you tied your shoelaces. They're not gonna like the color of your shirt.
And it don't matter.
Fuck them because at the end of the day you just try to make it home safely and peacefully. You know.
For sure.
You can't please all the people all the time.
Exactly.
You have a sword?
Exactly.
What the
And you shouldn't
fuck?
even try for real.
Exactly. You shouldn't try at all.
You shouldn't even try, right?
Because if you trying, you losing because you're not doing what you really want to do.
Exactly.
So it's like no matter what affects other people in other ways, you aren't responsible.
Exactly.
We choose to feel how we
Oh my
feel because
God.
that's what we choose. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's
And
unique.
and
bro.
only winners think with that mentality. It's like either you're a
Exactly.
victim
Or you're a loser.
or-
You're either a winner or you're a loser.
You're a victor or the victim.
If you're not useful, you're useless.
at all times.
You useful to God. Like
Right.
you don't think he don't love us praising him? Like people love to be praised. People love to be like in mind. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing is like people love to be connected, feel connected.
Right. And it's like
And
when
it
you
ain't
don't,
easy to connect.
when you hate yourself,
Oh my
you
God.
cut yourself off from everyone
Oh my
else.
God.
That's what depression
Exactly.
is. And it's like I used to think I was an introvert. It's like nah, like I'm both. I enjoy
Exactly.
my own time and time with people, but I was robbing myself of time with people because I didn't like myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And until you realize that you're gonna be a victim your whole life.
So
You know, and
everybody
like,
unique.
Can I say something?
Everybody's unique.
Only?
And when you stop being you,
At
you
the same
end
time,
up
though,
not doing what makes you unique.
like
Exactly.
being somewhat of an introvert, the byproduct was also keeping yourself away from certain negative energy because
True.
at the
Right.
time
That's
you
true
were
too.
not where you are now.
Did you hear what I had said
And
right before you said
physically,
that? That matches
you're
up.
not old. Like you're not old. I'm not saying you know you were a child, but you're not old. And so during that time, there was a lot of like, well, I mean, there's always gonna be a lot of negative energy swirling, but by that time, you focused enough on yourself so that you kept negative forces out of your cipher.
Facts.
Right.
I
Facts.
guess
Energy.
because like
And
sometimes
Mixing
and even at the same time, you stop yourself
you keep
from
saying,
being you.
you-
Like the unique thing, if you stop being you, you're more than likely going to stop what really makes you unique. You're not being you. What makes you is you're unique.
right.
Like you're everybody's different. Everybody's different. If you stop doing what, if you stop being yourself, you're cooked. You're not. That's why people that actually mess with you or love you end up not loving you anymore because you're not being the you that they.
Right.
Like you could treat a girl a certain way and be with her for 4 years and end up treating her better, and she end up not liking you just because you don't act like the same person that she fell in love with. Like you feel me? Like it's crazy.
Or it could be an energy thing because some people only are reacting to energy. Like
True.
If your energy isn't proactive to them, if they can't
Right.
squeeze off your energy, if they can't sponge up your energy, then
People
they no longer
change.
want
People,
Exactly.
people change.
So you believe in energy.
Doesn't mean it's righteous.
You believe in
Not all
energy.
unity is righteous.
Right. People
You can connect
change
with somebody
and
that has no damn good intentions for you.
You believe in energy.
I think
Absolutely.
You believe in energy, but you don't really believe in coincidences. All of those are superstitious, meaning we choose how we live. People choose to be victims. People choose this. Like I believe in energy and coincidences. I believe in karma. We all choose. So I feel as though
believe it or not, I believe in karma at times too.
word.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this: if you manifest negative energy all the time, what do you expect to get in your life?
Exactly.
I
Negative.
mean, you could be high and mighty, you could be a trillionaire, okay? But there's going to be some point in time when you need something in somebody, right?
True.
And you're not going to get it.
True.
Because they say money can't buy love, but it can buy, connection or whatever. But there's going to be some point in time for something bigger than yourself or bigger than your issue or bigger than your ailment.
Facts.
What do you mean?
You gotta take what you need out of the lessons. You as a person, your end goals, your moral. You take what you need as a person, and you keep that. You throw the rest.
Hey Thomas, what do you mean by money can buy connection? What do you mean by that?
Well, okay, because you got, I guess apparently I don't watch the videos, but on YouTube, you got a lot of cats paying for the tag. I spent 10,000, I spent 4,000, or something like that, right?
Right.
And honestly, I'm not trying to be the commander of the pool, but I ain't never spent $1 on the tag. I ain't never been.
You said
now,
what?
Check it out. If I make a distinction that I'm better than somebody, I'm not trying to. But I
Nah.
never paid. I never paid for the tag. I never paid for the tag.
You said spend money on what?
On the food tag.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I never spend. And check it out. I'm not trying to associate myself as better, but I just never did because I know that there's different politics. Once you pay for it, then you pay for it. I just never did.
Do you think subscribing to a girl's OnlyFans is doing that?
It is.
Not particularly.
It is.
Because you're not even paying to enter the gates.
Right. Because
attention. No, you're paying for an image.
I know this girl that
what you do to yourself is what you do to yourself, and that can be taken.
If you're paying to watch,
I know this
you're
girl,
paying for pussy.
Right.
If I pay for your subscription and the first photo is some pussy, I just paid for
it wasn't
some
pussy though. I paid
to watch though. You paid to watch.
I paid.
It's not like you paid to put your, you know.
I paid a small amount of money to check out this girl's OnlyFans that I went to school with because I wanted to see what was up. And she was only really showing like titty pics, and according to Josh, that's not really.
She was only showing what?
She was only like showing titty pics. You know what I'm saying?
She owe you $100, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Right. But at the same time, at the same time, it's motherfuckers like it's motherfuckers like DJ Khaled that's on OnlyFans or was that was just making cooking shows. So it's like
it's only your fans,
right? So
people that love you.
So it's like anybody could do anything on there.
Yeah,
and it's like
I know.
And it's like
I'm
looking.
saying if you paying for booty, if you paying for booty,
right?
You paying to put your thing and that thing like that.
Right.
Prostitution is prostitution. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but like if she vaguely tells you unless you spend some money, you ain't getting no coochie, you're paying for pussy.
Right.
So like we've all paid.
I agree.
We all paid for pussy before.
But I think we've all.
And I used to think like you because technically I haven't paid for pussy either. So like in a technicality,
but we pay for it in time and attention though.
So
it's like even if it ain't money, like the most valuable thing we have is right now. So if we choose to spend that with a girl, no matter what we expect to get, it's like we're paying for it in a certain thing. So it's like even if you a pimp or whatever, you're still paying for it with attention and trying to get this girl that you want. So it's like, that's how I see
you always pay. Everything has a price.
Right.
You know something that you never get back though, it's time you don't get back.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
There's another very important one is patience, yo.
Right.
You ever have somebody blow your patience out? You're like, you know what? You already like thought about it, like the person was gonna make you like destroy your patience and shit like that, and you still did whatever, But patience, you can't get that back. You could up the level of your patience back to where it was at.
Yeah.
But people that test your patience and just make you feel like, oh, stay away from people like that. Block them and keep them away from your cycle because your patience is very valuable.
Let me tell you something I learned about.
I had to do somebody, right? And then they got your patience blown out, and all of a sudden your earthly wisdom call your mom or somebody and you just sound like short with them because the person you just spoke to blew your patience out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
For that person, because that person just they just want your spirit.
But let me tell you about, like, we was talking about accountability. And my version of complete accountability
are different from mine.
Right, exactly. And how I see it is, I think we're responsible to the point where our emotions are a choice. And, you know what I'm saying? And I look at it like whatever emotion we choose to indulge in, it's like can't nobody make you feel anything, even if the worst thing happened to you. It's like we're choosing to relive that past, and that's really most of the things that ails us as humans. It's like we think we're the mistakes or whatever decisions we made in the past, and it's like we're not. And until we realize that, we're gonna be hating ourselves and hating our closest people and destroying our relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like
you need to put that right. Yeah. I know you probably posted on your YouTube. This is going to go on there as well. Right. But you need to reiterate that point.
Okay, and can I do a reiteration about how I feel about it, bro? It's crazy because it's like literally the exact kind of like opposite. Well, it's not the opposite, but I feel as though your emotions, how you truly feel about something, you can never change how you truly feel about it.
I think you can,
but because you can't. I feel like when it comes to emotion, you can't choose how you feel about it, but you can choose your reaction to that emotion.
Right.
But choosing how you feel about something, you can't. I don't feel like you can.
I feel you
like I can say, oh, nigga, fuck this. You can fuck with my baby mama.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My bad, but I can say, oh, well, nah, I don't. This is my ex. I wouldn't mind if you fuck with my ex, and then bruh do it, and then I'm thinking it's cool.
That's not an emotion though. How you feel about it is the emotion, but the action, that's disrespect. Let's let that be known.
Yeah.
How you feel about it.
But some people want to see it as disrespect, right?
But you're saying the same thing. I'm saying just like a different way. Like I'm saying that the reaction to the emotion is what you choose. The actual emotion, that's gonna be there regardless. Like I can be like, you can mess with my ex, I won't feel no type of way. Bro goes mess with my ex. Me thinking, because you don't really know how you're gonna feel until it happens. Right. Meaning, I could choose to pick this vape up right now, but I can't. Like, you feel me? I could choose to pick this vape up right now. I could put it back down if I want to. But emotion, like, I can say, oh, fuck with my ex, and then think I can handle that, and then, bro, fuck with my ex, and I'm like, damn, bro, I feel some type of way. How I feel is my emotions.
And it's still valid either way.
Yeah, factual.
Because if somebody that you know, right, if you know them, okay, and they know that's your ex, right? And y'all have a close enough connection to know that that's disrespectful, right?
Right.
Before the action is even done, or even if it is done, the consideration of it, that's going to cause emotion. But if he didn't even do it, or if she or she didn't even do that to your ex, right?
But if
you might feel disrespected because they even thought about it and you knew about it.
But if me and that person, if me and him never discussed that as an option, and I just do it because I think it's cool, and then it becomes like an issue. It's like, is it really like that?
You can't choose how I felt. Right.